Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show. Home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros.
Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show Action Edition, where we feature an actionable tip that you can use today. And I'm here with my old buddy, Larry. Larry, what's been going on this week?
John, I was out at a job site. We were talking. I was telling you this story right before we started recording, and we were kind of hunting for ideas on the actual tip. But I actually cleaned out one of my clients' dryer vents, and I was telling the story how the way that I do it is I have a brush and I take my my electric blower and I actually go upstairs. I unhook the vacuum, I brush out the thing, and then I blow the dryer vent out from the top, right? So in the process, I don't actually see what happens on the other end until I went outside, and guess what? It had snowed outside.
Yeah, I don't know if we, so let me just say that I did the same thing here. It was incredible. And I think we talked about maybe about clean out dryers. We're pretty, these dryer vents, and mine was so packed. I couldn't believe it. Even using the screen and being diligent on that, in the dryer itself, the amount of lint that gets by that thing is incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible. So we wanted to put out a couple of things, but one of the big things is, and people, you might not know this, but it's pretty common knowledge in and around the world. The National Association of Fire Protection, or whatever it is, the people that certify fires, how fires happen and things in the United States.
Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, basically. Dryer fires, believe it or not, John, I know you used this as a kid. Yep, we had a dryer fire, and I burned my homework up. Dryer fires are about the seventh reason for home burn downs, for the reasons that homes burn down. It's about the seventh reason. So there is an actual fire hazard if you let your pipes get too clogged up. John, what is the one thing that you found when you cleaned out your dryer? This is from personal experience, right?
Yeah, so not only was it almost endless, which it just took me back. I was like, wow, but the efficiency of the dryer itself was just unbelievable. How fast the clothes dry now. Yeah,
so much so that who else noticed?
Yeah, and to your point, Larry, is that these fires. If anybody's lit that lint on fire,
poof.
It's a if you ever want to start a fire, out in the woods or something, if you carry some lint with you, it's a great fire starter.
It's in your pockets, by the way. Just take it out of your pockets. Yeah.
So it's incredible how I got away with as much lint in there as I did. But the efficiency of that,
that your wife noticed, right?
I noticed it too. I was like, I think it took like 10 minutes off the drying time, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So that's that's quite a bit of savings. That's 10 minutes I didn't run that dryer.
Exactly. So I have one quick story on this one. So I had a rental house, and the people, we had a dryer. We offer dryers in our rental houses, and so the people called me and they said, "Man, it takes like 2 hours to dry my clothes," and I was like, huh? That's crazy. So I go and I turn the dryer on, and of course the dryer gets hot, right? I feel the dryer's hot inside. I'm like, yeah, no, this dryer's working fine, meaning it's not the dryer itself. I go up on the roof. This particular dryer had a roof vent that vented up through the roof, not out through the sidewalls. Much more common that they're vented through the sidewalls. But this one came out through the roof. So I climb up on the roof. Thank God it was a low roof. I climb up on the roof. I take the vent cover off top. And literally, I can see no open space in the dryer vent.
Oh, yeah.
So I take my shop vac up there, and I take my hose. And this roof is only about, I don't know, it's maybe 12 feet tall or so. Well, I know it's 12 feet tall. I'll tell you why. So I take my hose, I run an extension cord up there because I'm like, I got to get this stuff out. Now remember, this is vertical, folks, so there's no putting I'm not going to put a brush down in it because I'm going to push the stuff back in. But it's so full, I couldn't get a brush in it anyway. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to suck this stuff out. So I take the shop vac, I stick it in there, and it just starts pulling on my shop vac. Really, and I hear it going. It's like, right? And it's sucking up these clumps.
Probably a few rat skeletons.
Oh, I don't know. I never did scarf through it, looking for pennies and quarters and stuff. But anyway, I take it, and my hose, the reason I know it's 12 feet tall recall is my hose is 8 feet long on my shop vac because I measured it, and the wand that goes on the end of it, I put the plastic pieces on the end, like you're going to put an attachment on it. So I stuck it down in there. It went all the way to the bottom, and I actually, when I got down inside, I could see the bottom of the hose, and it was right at the very end. So I measured it. It was 12 feet. That thing, it filled up the bottom of my shop vac. I kid you not, the shop vac was more than half full. More than half full. I have I think a 6-gallon shop.
Yeah.
No, is it 6 or is it bigger than that? Anyway, a lot of lint, and it was completely full, top to bottom. I could tell by the sound, how much it was sucking into it. Took that thing off. Dryer went from 2 hours to 15 minutes. Boom.
Yep. So people, there's the folks out there listening that usually if your clothes aren't drying, there's probably one or two things going on. The dryer's not kicking on, the heating element, or it is deadheaded. In other words, it is blocked that it can't get out. And my dryer used to get real hot on the top.
Yes.
I mean, he was like, why is this thing? And then when I did that, because I put a draft blocker in there, and that's just like a one-way door, so the draft doesn't get back into the laundry room. But, I turned it on, and it didn't get warm anymore. And I was like, oh, no. I got to fix this, But nope, it was just blowing through there, and I was like, wow, what a difference. And I'm pretty diligent about the maintenance around here, but that one got past me. That was a fastball. That one got past me.
It gets past you. So, folks, don't forget to join our Facebook group at Handyman Pros. Join in the conversation. Give us tips and tricks like this. Send us an email, questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. You can go to our homepage at Handyman Pros. You can leave us a voice message. We are on Twitter as well, and that's at Handyman Radio. And we appreciate it, and we will talk to you next week on the Handyman Pros Radio Show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed this podcast and have derived some value from it, here's 4 things you can do. 1, tell your friends about this podcast. 2, hit subscribe on your podcast player. While you're there, leave us a review. 3, subscribe to our newsletter by going to handymanprosradioshow.com and click on the subscribe button. We'll inform you of upcoming events, shows, and give you actionable tips for maintaining your home and property. And 4, send us an email with your questions to questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. That's handymanprosradioshow.com. That's our show for this week. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.